Hello friends, today we're going to talk about two pieces of gear that changed the way that I gig and play sessions. The EBS Reidmar 752 amplifier and the EBS Neo 112 cabinets. I love this amp and these cabinets. Together, they give me the EBS sound and tech in a package that doesn't kill my back. For years and years, I was doing a lot of my work with an EBS HD350 and a ProLine 410 cabinet. The HD350 is a fantastic amp, super musical with the tube sim and the compressor that I love, but it's a 2U steel chassis coming in around 20 pounds. The ProLine 410 is a beast of a cabinet. Awesome tone, but also comes in very heavy at around 77 pounds. With these two products in mind, I had a great set of gear for larger venues for sure, but I was having a really big problem making most of my local gigs make sense. Thinking about this, it was getting to be time for a bit of a transition just in terms of weight. I wanted to maintain all the EBS character that I love, the clarity, the punch, the tone, but in a much lighter setup. Enter the Reidmar 752 and the Neo 112. The Reidmar 752 is a compact hybrid head, an analog preamp with all the EBS character, but married to a modern Class D power section. The headline spec that sold me though? The 752 is rated at about 750 watts and 2 ohms, or 450 watts at 4 ohms, 230 watts at 8 ohms, all packaged in just over 8 pounds. That's a huge difference in weight in comparison to the HD350. Functionally, it keeps all the EBS features that I like too. The compressor, the drive knob, and if you're really into it, the button that does character shaping, but in a much smaller, back-friendly footprint. I do think that you're sacrificing just a touch in tone going away from something like the HD350's MOSFET design going to Class D. But the response in this setup, considering Class D head and neodymium speakers, the response is a lot quicker to my ear than my previous setup. Honestly, there's really benefits to both sides. Still, when you factor in weight and features, the Reidmar feels like a modern, lighter extension of that same EBS approach to tone. On the cabinet side, I picked up EBS's Neoline 112s because they reproduce the EBS sound. Clear mids, tight low, articulate top end, but they're designed around being lightweight and portable. The original Neo 112 models like mine run around 27 pounds each. Already a big step down from the ProLine 410 I'd haul around. For my gigging style, Neo 112s give me the tone I want with a fraction of the physical load. I will say that in comparison to the ProLine that they lack just a little bit of low end for my taste. But here's what I do to fix it. Really, that's it. That's all it takes to compensate for what I'm talking about. So let's talk real quick about controls on the Reidmar. First of all, you've got your gain on the left side, your master volume on the right side. Like all the EBS heads, this has an extremely musical compressor built into it, which you can completely turn off as well. I typically play with it on for most of my gigs. You've got a really powerful EQ section here. You've got bass control. You've got your mid-level and your mid-frequency selection. I don't know if you can see this in here too, but there's also a notch. You can notch your mids if you have an issue in your room. Treble controls over here. You've got a bright, which is more or less a tweeter control. A drive knob, which appears on almost every one of the Reidmar heads, with the exception of I think it's the 502, the lesser powered one than this, does not have a drive knob in it. Going back to the EQ section here real quick, you have a filter active knob here, which is basically you can turn your EQ on and off. Great. And then all the way to the right, kind of hidden next to this gain knob, there's a character switch. This, if you turn this on, automatically loads, in a very EBS sounding EQ, very Marcus Millery kind of sound. On the back, you've got your typical smattering of, effects, loop, send, and return. You've actually got a headphone out on this one. You've got an aux in case you're looking to do some practicing. You want to feed some music through the speakers. You've got kind of filter control stuff. There's some pedals you can buy for your EBS to control some of your signal. You've got your line out, and then you've got little buttons over here for pre-post EQ and a ground lift, and then your DI built right in. EBS just recently released a Neoline 112 Mark II. The Mark II keeps the same driver configuration, one 12-inch speaker and a 2-inch horn, and the goal of a very compact musical cab. But one thing that's different between the two is that, according to EBS's announcement, they made the cabinet about 4 inches deeper. This is supposed to improve low-end extension and projection. With 4 inches added onto the cabinet, you can now expect the weight to be more in the very low 30s, which is still super lightweight. That being said, if you want a slightly fuller bottom end while staying really portable, the Mark II might be the way for you. When I'm playing a local gig around town, I'm bringing the Reidmar in 1/112. And when I'm playing stuff that really requires me to fill up the room with more sound, I'm bringing both of them. And then I'm actually taking full advantage of the power of this head. If you play small to medium venues a lot, do a lot of load-ins or travel, this is a fantastic modern EBS option. So let's take a listen to some of the demo recordings that I did. I used a couple of basses on this so you can kind of hear how that they react with these pieces of gear. And also we're using both the DI and I mic'd the cabinet. For the audio nerds out there, I did this as transparently as I could for you. We mic'd this up with a DPA 4055 and ran it into DAD mic preamps. So if you're an EBS fan who needs a little lighter gear and still maintain the sound, the Reidmar 752 and the Neo 112s are a very smart move. For me, the reduced weight really helped me to enjoy playing local gigs, and the Reidmar really gives me all the tonal tools that I need. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like if you found this helpful, drop me some questions in the comments if you have any, and subscribe if you'd like some more bass-related content. For whatever reason, these seem to be the most viewed videos on my channel so far. Catch you on the next one.